skipping a real estate agent on your new construction home? That's exactly what the builder wants you to do. If you're building a new construction home, you may be wondering, do I need a real estate agent? And the answer could be yes or no. Let me share my experience as a sales counselor as well as a real estate agent to help answer this question for you. I'm going to share from the perspective of the sales counselor, but also bring in my 2 cents as a realtor. Now, you're going to get a lot of comments that say you don't ever need a realtor, and I'm going to tell you why some realtors you don't want. So first, let me share why you do not need a real estate agent, and then let me share why you might want a real estate agent. First, you don't need a real estate agent if the real estate agent has never had experience with new construction before. In fact, when I worked as a sales counselor, sales counselors don't want real estate agents. First off, they don't typically have a lot of experience in new construction, and so many times real estate agents mess everything up for sales counselors. They come in acting like they know everything about homes, and when really they know a lot about resale, but they may not know anything about new construction. And so often sales counselors did not want an agent in the process because they'd mess things up. However, on the flip side, if you can get an experienced real estate agent who knows new construction, then you can work together, all three parties. You have the builder or sales rep, the real estate agent, and the client, okay? We're all working together to help make this a seamless, smooth process. But let's talk about the sales counselor. First off, they represent the builder and the builder's best interest in their own best interest. They are not required by law to represent your best interest. When I was a sales counselor, I would go to the sales meetings and we'd go through our list of people, and our manager would say, I don't want you can't give the customer this or that or this or that. Why? Because they were trying to save money, okay? Let me share a story. I was in a sales meeting when I was a sales counselor. I was in a sales meeting and we had issues. We had a client who had issues with drainage for their property. Well, my manager did not want to fix it because it was going to cost a lot. It was going to cost more money and time. Time was his issue, because they'd have to regrade that section of the property. Well, as a new home sales counselor, I want my customer to be happy, but at the end of the day, if I said no to my manager, I was putting my job on the line. So the point in this story is the sales counselor, as friendly and loving, as great as they are, they will always put their job and what their manager is saying before your best interest, okay? Even though, we did get that grading done before they moved in, but the fact that the builder didn't want to do it in the first place, my goodness, right? So with that, we have to understand that the sales counselor does not represent the client's best interest. They represent their own and the builder. Then you have the realtor. We are by law required to represent your best interest even above our own, and this is called a fiduciary relationship. It's the highest business relationship we can have in the legal system. And so when we step in, then we can say, if you have an experienced realtor, we can say, that's not normal. No, we have to get this grading done before we close on the home, not after. Sometimes they try to negotiate after, but then it's question mark, are they going to do it or not? So if you have an experienced agent with new home sales, then they can go to bat and fight on your behalf. It's like going to court with an attorney or without an attorney, okay? So you have that. And then you have the client. When you're building a home, if you don't have a realtor in your back pocket that understands the process, you don't know if the builder's trying to pull one over on you. You don't know if it's normal. And so what's really, really good about a real estate agent is that if you have an experienced agent, what I like to do is I like to not only set expectations, like the sales counselor wants to set expectations, but I also like to, if they say something, I like to say, yeah, that's normal, or no, that's not normal. Because if it's a normal thing that happens in a building process, then it can make it smoother and more peaceful, less stressful for the client to know, yeah, that's kind of normal. Let me give you an example. We were building a home. I was the realtor, and the cabinets were just dinged up during the whole construction process. And the clients were getting like, oh my gosh, why are they not fixing it? Why are they not fixing it? I can't believe they're not fixing it. I'm like, well, it's actually normal to not fix that until, I mean, you can be 2 weeks before closing and them not finish the cabinets. And the reason is because they're still going to have contractors coming in and out of the home, and those contractors may ding the cabinets up even more, so they may not complete it until the last minute. It's not that the builder is ignoring you or your request. It's not even that they forgot about it. It's that there's a timing at which it makes sense for a builder to repair something. Same with a window. Once we had a window broken and the builder boards it up, and obviously the client is afraid they're not going to ever replace it. But really what's happening is they don't want another window broken, so they will make sure that no water leaks in, and they will make sure and replace the window in the appropriate time. Well, again, if you don't know better and they don't want to change the drainage of the property, you're like, I don't know if this is normal or not, right? Should the builder do this? Should they not? So to sum all of that up in an easy explanation is, if you get an experienced new construction agent, then they are invaluable. They're worth every penny for the process. Now, typically they're going to have their commission that they charge, but most of the time the builder budgets it into their marketing expense, and they won't take any more off of the price for you when you use a real estate agent. So if it doesn't make a difference on purchase price, even if it did, it just makes so much sense to hire an experienced agent to help you navigate the process of building, because building a home can be very stressful, okay? Again, if it's a production home, most of the production homes have their commission, the buyer agent commission, built into their marketing expense, and so it typically doesn't affect you don't get a discount because you're not using an agent. Another thing that the sales counselors will try to pull over on you is you're going to say, do I need an inspection? And as agents, we always say yes. On every home, we always recommend you get an inspection. I don't care if it's new, I don't care how old it is, I don't care how well they say it's been maintained. Even new homes, we always get a laundry list, even on new construction homes. And so I love new construction because you can get an inspection done and just hand that over to the construction manager, and they literally complete everything on that report except things that are not code per that city, okay? That's a whole nother conversation. But all that being said, builders do miss things. You do want a third-party inspection, and most sales counselors will say you don't need one because you have a year warranty. Well, I'm sorry, but I would like to get one before I move in to address any problems before I move in. And then you can always get another one at the 11-month mark if you would like, and have them come in and repair anything else that may have gone awry during that first year, and that it's covered under warranty. All that being said, sales counselors don't want inspections. Builders don't want inspections because it slows the process down. Listen, it doesn't have to slow it down if you time it right, the day before your blue tape walk, okay? It doesn't have to slow down. They just don't like it, but it's not in your best interest. Another reason to use a real estate agent is we can pull comparable sales for you. A builder's not going to do this, so you don't know if you're overpaying for a home, because every builder says they have a special, they have a discount, they have an incentive. But how do you know if you're overpaying or not? Well, you get a comparative market analysis from an agent, and we can also tell you, hey, this neighborhood may not have as high a resale as this neighborhood in the future because of X, Y, Z, okay? So a sales counselor is not going to give you that information. You want to be fully prepared when you step into new construction. You will typically pay a premium for new construction. Resale doesn't typically sell as high as new construction, but you just want to have all the information possible when you go to make those decisions. Hello, my name is Dana Pollard, and I am a broker in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I also have background, and I used to be a sales counselor selling new construction homes. So if you are looking to build a new construction home, walking through the process, knowing what to expect, even narrowing down some neighborhoods here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we would be so happy to help. All you have to do is fill out the Dream Home questionnaire in the link below, schedule a one-on-one Zoom consultation with myself, and you will also get a $2,000 buyer rebate when working with us when building a new construction home.